Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to exploit Reflect XSS in DVWA step by step. But before we jump into the lab, it's really important to understand the difference between Reflect XSS and Stored XSS, because that's where a lot of beginners get confused. So what exactly the difference between Reflect XSS and Stored XSS? Let's break this down with simple examples. For example, here, Reflect XSS happens when your input is sent to the server, and the server immediately reflects back in the response, and the browser executes it. In other words, the server will not store your input. Example, imagine a search box. This is the search box, the address for the search box function. And of course, this is a valid or not malicious search. So how about we inject the payload rather than a string, the valid text? So how about we or attacker insert or input JavaScript payloads? The URL, the above URL, will becomes this one. The value and the value of the parameter q. All right. So if the application does not validate or sanitize input, this script runs immediately. The key points for this type of XSS are: the first, the payload is not stored. Second, it only works when a victim clicks the malicious link. Okay? On the other hand, stored XSS is more dangerous because the payload is stored in the database, such as comment function, post function, and every user after attacker post the dangerous post or comment in the database, every user who visits the page gets infected. So from this perspective, stored XSS is more dangerous. For example, the attacker can post a comment like this one, and now every user viewing this comment executes script of attacker. So from up to now, you can see the difference or the key points of the stored XSS. First, payload is persistent because it's stored in the database. Secondly, no need to trigger users or victim into clicking a link. Okay? So now, enough said. Let's switch to Kali Linux to get our practical part. First of all, we need to set the security level to low. Submit, and then we can navigate to Reflect XSS section. Here, we can see an input field asking for our name, right? For example, like a JSON, and submit. And our name is reflect on the same page. Okay? So up to this point, it's very suspicious. This function or this input field is vulnerable to cross-site scripting vulnerability or attack, right? So now we just input very normal text lim. So how about we inject malicious payload rather than simple text words? For example, we can put script, and we can put a function of JavaScript like alert, JSON, okay, and we submit. Boom, we get an alert box. Of course, this means a victim will get alert box. That means the input is not validated or sanitized. The server reflects on payload immediately and directly. The browser executes it. Now, in real life, in the real engagement, attackers don't just pop alerts, right? This is useless. They do things like stealing cookies. So how to do? Let me click this button, okay? And because I'm going to input more dangerous payload, okay? We can write this payload on my notebook. Script, and we can use one of JavaScript function. But this now I'm not going to use alert. I'm going to use another one, fetch. And of course, we need to set up the web server locally on the attacking machine. You can use any web server. So now the web server has started. So how about we need to put HTTP local. Maybe we can use this one and put the number. And then I want the user clicks the link, and this link should include query parameter and the value. In this case, the value should be cookie, because I intend to, or attacker intend to retrieve a cookie of victim. Okay, so you can use any, you can name this parameter, anyone. For example, like Q, or maybe cookie. It doesn't matter. So now, and plus document cookie. I think that's all. I need to check it one more time. Let me copy this payload and submit. Yes, our web server of attacking machine successfully received cookie of a victim. In the real engagement, the steps would be a bit different. In the real engagement, in real life, attacker will send a link. Of course, this link is a crafted link, and will trick victim to click such a link. Once victim click the link, and then the victim's browser sends the cookie to the attacker, and attacker may hijack the session. Okay, not difficult to understand. After all, we are engaging the low security level of this type of XSS. So you can see no any sanitization at all. This is the reason why we can put any payloads, okay, without difficulty. So you might think Reflect XSS needs users interaction. I mean, will trick user to click the link. If you think it's not that dangerous, but that's not true. Attackers still embed links in phishing emails. Send email and trigger the victim to click the link in the email and hide the payloads in shortened URLs and even use the social engineering tricks. For example, the email will say something like, you can make money, blah, 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 something like that. So even Reflect XSS can be very powerful attack. So all right, that's it for today. In this video, I covered the difference between Reflect XSS and Stored XSS. But to me, to be more important, I showcased how to exploit Reflect XSS in DVWA. In the next video, I might explore Reflect XSS at medium security level. If you found this helpful, please give it a like, subscribe for more hacking and cybersecurity content. I will see you in the next one.